So if you come back, you automatically get dropped off into the ad hoc tab, and I'm going to double click the analysis. From here we can see a couple of different things that look slightly different. You really have to start visualizing how you want your results to come out. So rows are what's going to be along the y-axis. They're going to be the rows of what you want. Column dimension is going to be what's along the x-axis. They're going to be the column titles. What you're actually going to see in the data is going to be in this data field section, and there's different types of aggregates that you can put in. And then slice is kind of a way for you to filter right on the fly right there. It won't actually show any of the data in the fields, but it will actually allow you to filter out pieces that you want. So let's go ahead and come up with a problem here. Let's say we want to see all the medications that different ordering providers have been ordering. For whatever reason, you're just interested in what they've been prescribing out here. So there's a couple of things we need to think about. Which way do we want it to look? So what do we want along the y-axis? What do we want the row dimensions to be? Like I said, we're talking about medication, so we're talking instance data. So we're really talking about medication. So let's look at the medication name. Drop that along the row dimensions. So if you think about it, we want only medication names to be coming down the axis. For what we want along the column dimension, we're talking about, well, what providers have actually been ordering these. So let's go ahead and under medications, once again, we're in the instance data. If we maximize ordering provider, we can pull the ordering provider full name. You double click, it automatically drops in the row dimension, but you can just highlight it and drag it over there to the column dimension. Next piece, how do we want to slice this? Let's go ahead and slice it by patient age. Let's say we're only interested in patients of certain ages, and we want to be able to, on the fly, change that as we see fit. So I'm going to double click patient age. So that automatically got jumped into the data field section. We actually want that in the slice dimensions. The reason why that actually got dumped into the data fields is because data is numeric, and since patient age is a numeric field, that's something that's actually going to be able to be displayed in a numeric fashion. But for this case, we actually want to just have patient ID as our aggregate, or as our data field. As far as aggregate type, it doesn't actually make sense to use sums because patient IDs are arbitrary numbers. If a patient's ID is 1,000, that doesn't mean anything, or if it's 1, it means nothing. Let's actually look at just the count so we can have a way of seeing exactly how many of what we're dealing with. We actually still have our search and context, so we don't have to build that search up again. We can just go ahead and hit play here. And I think this is a pretty neat feature right here. You're able to see all the different providers. You're able to see where they're actually prescribing medications. A couple other features that this one has, you can always click this down arrow and you're able to select which ones you want and which ones you don't. We have some provider in our test system here that doesn't have a name. That obviously isn't useful, so I'm going to remove that guy. So that takes that away here. Same thing over here. You can sort it any way you'd like. Let's say you want medications at the top and you want ordering provider down at the bottom for whatever reason. You're able to move those around however you see fit. Another interesting aspect here is that you're able to actually sort on the fly with the patient age. Say we're only interested in patients that are between 40 and 50. I can just remove them all right here. Only select those patients that are 40 and 50. In between 60, I'm sorry. Hit the check, and then that automatically will pull them out for you there. Then you're able to maximize it there, and then you can see your different patients that are aligned to that. One thing that I find a little bit interesting is it probably doesn't make very much sense to be able to just see it in this fashion, so I'm going to go ahead and close it out and reopen it because it doesn't let you drag it back in there. We don't have to save that one. You can easily build it up again. Just pull in the patient identification. The ID will get dropped right into the data field. Once again, the columns are going to be, well, we also have that patient age as the slice dimension. And for the row dimensions, we were using medications, so just the medication name as well as the ordering provider's full name. Go ahead and play that. And we're back to where we're at. Very simple, just remove it, save it, only put in people that are within, by hitting negative, we uncheck everything. All your patients are between 40 and 60. And if you've been paying attention, you see that the numbers have actually changed here. You can see that this is what happens when I was talking about if we're using sums as opposed to counts. These are arbitrary numbers. These are really the patient IDs, absolutely useless to us. If you go back to this button that we have, the toggle button, you can just pull out the cross tab here, and then we're just able to change by right-clicking, aggregate type, put it back to count, replay it again, and now we'll get the numbers that we were expecting. So let's say for whatever reason you're looking at this and you think, well, that's kind of strange. I don't think Elizabeth should be prescribing Aricept. You know, why exactly is she doing that? Who's that for? When was this done? These are kind of questions that you want to be able to look at just off the fly. Maybe I'm not sure what that prescription is. Maybe that's not appropriate for someone of that age group that you've already filtered it on the fly on. There's a really cool feature here where you can actually right-click on it. We can drill through, and we want to drill through to worksheet with additional details. There's not really any point into drilling through from just worksheet because you're not going to get any other details there. But if you drill through with additional fields, you'll be able to get into the deeper view of it with the more information that we were talking about, how worksheets contain all the information, whereas the crosstabs are a higher level view. So now you automatically get brought back to that worksheet view that we were looking at before. I think there's a couple other pieces we'd be interested in finding out. Let's find out what the patient's name is and what their prescription date was. So patient's name is a common dimension. We open up identification. You can just drop the full name in there by double-clicking. And then we're also looking at the medication prescription date, which is under Rx dates here. Double-click that. We still have that search in context, and we're able to hit play here. If you look at that, you'll see right here, now you get all the detail that you're really looking for. You can see, okay, Elizabeth Canton prescribed this to oncology test. Patient is 54. The medication date's 5/25. And this is a really powerful tool. You can just really on the fly be able to do whatever you want, pull in any other fields that you're looking for. I really like to use the crosstabs as just an ability to be able to just look at it from a high-level view, and then whenever you see something that looks like an anomaly, you just are able to jump straight into it and see exactly what details you're looking for. I want to just go ahead and jump into the last piece of this here, and that's just kind of a wrap-up of what we've gone through. I know that there's a couple other pieces that are definitely interesting. I don't know what everyone is specifically interested in, but we'll definitely be going through a number of other webcasts where we go through these free webcasts, where we'll go through administration, the different pieces of it, the charts, the dashboards that you can create, as well as more into the actual analytics and what an ETL is, how to set it up, how to maintain it, and these kinds of things. A couple other things I'd like to mention that we do here at Galen. We build custom reports, crystal reports that you'll be seeing in the actual system, custom print forms, as well as ETL and analytics reporting. In addition to that, we also offer training. You can see it on that calendar right there. Within that training, you'll get these free webcasts. We offer mentoring, whether that be online or in person, in 2 to 3 day courses. Those deal with the Allscripts database, ETL database, analytics, as well as advanced interface ConnectR training. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at techsales@galenhealthcare.com. I apologize for the issue we had with GoToMeeting today. Any questions that you would normally have asked during this presentation, please don't hesitate to email us there at that time. And I hope you have a good day, and we'll be rescheduling this presentation for a live one in the coming weeks. And I apologize once again for the GoToMeeting situation today. Thank you.